Alright, quick video, guys. So, here's my grown-ups. That's Bonnie. That's Clyde. Those are the rest of the posse. Those are the meat hens from last year, the Freedom Rangers that we didn't eat because they weren't big and heavy enough yet. We had too many in this chicken tractor, or we didn't feed them enough, and they were pretty small, so we didn't want to cook them. But, so here's the naked necks. I swear, I think me and another guy who raised birds talked about how we think that when they came up with the naked neck, they crossed it with a game bird. Because if you look, now my naked necks are just now heading over to the feed bowl. Because I just filled up the feed bowl with broiler mash. I like the mash because it's $6 cheaper per bag if I use my local grain mill. And they don't make a pellet, they only make a mash. So they've all learned to eat the mash or go hungry. And there's corn, if you notice, they're after the mash more than they are the corn. I have 2 naked necks in there right now. Everybody else is a meat bird. If you look over here, I threw some extra like wheat grain and stuff. So this is where all of my naked necks are. Well, except for the ones that are now like not as hungry. That's comfrey on top. I dried some comfrey last winter, and that's the remnants that I didn't feed to the horses and the goats. I use it as a supplement. So, like, once a week, I'd grab a handful of comfrey leaves and throw them in there. If they ate them, they ate them. If they didn't, they didn't. It was all up to them whether they thought they needed some of the minerals, because comfrey's really good for them. I wouldn't want to feed it to them primarily as their only source of food, but they've eaten down some of the grass, but really not enough to move them. I threw the grain out in hopes they would start scratching. Marcel. Marcel. It's my cat. Hi. Hi, Marcel. So it's very interesting how different breeds and how they're acting. They're only 2 weeks older, my naked necks, than the meat birds. So they feathered out really quick, which was nice. They feathered out quicker than my meat birds feathered out. So they were quicker to put out onto pasture if I would have put them out earlier. If I would have had enough hatch. We'll see how. I'll keep the hens and see if they go broody. I'm trying to come up with a barnyard mix that works for me. Spending $5 a chick and then raising them on your own with, whatever you're feeding them is not economically sound. I don't want the cheap meat you get from the grocery store because it's gross. I don't know, I told you earlier, we had a friend who buys really expensive ground meat, and he bought some meat when my husband went to his camp for the weekend, and they didn't eat it, so John brought some of it home, and I took one bite of the hamburger patty, and the pre-made hamburger patties, and all I could taste was like this overwhelming sour chemical taste. I could not eat it. I couldn't. It was, it was gross. It was so gross. Marcel, I don't have anything for you right now. Go find yourself a nice fat mouse. Don't break that. We got this off the Polyface Designs. The instructions were easy to follow. It did take us 2 days because it was just the 2 of us, labor intensive, because we hadn't put one together before. So plan on 2 days. Does not move well. We've had to fix it in different spots where just moving it has broken it. And with the steel on top and not aluminum, it's super heavy. I'd like to change that out. Maybe I'll see if I can buy aluminum. This way I can just measure it and have them pre-cut it. And if I can swap that out, I'll take it off, and then I'll be able to put the hardware cloth around the outside. There was just no way with hardware cloth and the steel frame that I would have any chance of moving it. So, and this is primarily where we keep them. We just keep them in this little area. Only because we do supplement so much with, we do supplement with a lot of grain and feed. So they are pasteurized. They do get to have bugs and grubs, and I'll come out and I'll throw them stuff. If I'm in the worm bin, I'll grab some worms and give them some worms. So, but I wanted to show you the difference between the meat birds and the amount of foraging they do. As they get a little bit older, they seem to forage a little bit better. See that naked neck right there? Just took grass out. As he's checking everything. And the other ones, they're still over there squabbling over the... So there's your domesticated bird. There's one that's a little less domesticated, where they're a little more hardy, a little more... They are more aggressive. I'll tell you that right now, which is fine with me. They're not aggressive to the point that I've never had a naked neck rooster come after me. Have other ones, definitely. But I've never had a naked neck be mean. I've had almost every naked neck hen I've had has gone broody, which if you're into raising your own, because the whole concept would be to have a broody one, a couple broodies, let them raise babies. And instead of spending $100 for 25 chicks, you let them raise, say 5 of them. If they each raise 4 chicks, which is a small number, you've got your next year's supply of meat. You replace the hens. The old chicks this year I will be butchering and will be making into dog food. Only because good dog food is so expensive and it's hard to find, and they're too old to really eat because they would be super duper tough like a rubber chicken, and I don't want to go to waste. And I can't sell them. I can't even give them away because they're really not, they're going past their prime laying age, so they'll feed the dogs. There's the chicken right there, that one naked neck that has the wound on its neck. It's pretty much scabbed over at this point. It's fine. And they can also do that. We had a show chicken that was a naked neck, and he did that when we were at fair with his claw. He sliced his own neck open, and so the girls got to take him to the firefighters at the fire station, because they have their own firefighting like thing, because they would like bandage up people's owies and stuff, and the animals, if the animals got a cut, they would look at it instead of having to call the vet out. So every morning and every afternoon, the girls would walk over there to the firefighters with this chicken, and they would put a brand new bandage around its neck. And then they had to put a sign on the on the outside of the chicken pen saying that no, he wasn't hurt. There goes my chipmunk. No, he wasn't hurt. That he just had an owie, and that we were just making sure it was clean. It wasn't in a car accident, because it did look like he had like one of those neck braces on. It was pretty funny. Oh, the things you see at at county fairs that you'll never see anywhere else in society. You just won't see it. So, quick video. I didn't want to make a long one, but I did want to show you some differences in case you're looking at, and if you find a bird that works for you, oh my gosh, keep them. Rotate them through. You can pay a lot of money for leg bands, or you can simply buy zip ties, different colored zip ties. That's what I bought. And then you just zip tie their legs. So this year it'll be super easy, because hopefully the only thing I keep are naked necks. I don't have that many. I suppose I could get my incubator going again. But yeah, I'm hoping that I can keep the naked necks. I'm hoping that big one is a girl. Looks like a boy though. He's got that crest on his head. Although sometimes with naked necks you're not quite sure whether it's a boy or a girl because of the way they've bred them. I mean, you never know. So we'll see. It's looking like on the bigger ones, I think one of those is a hen. Because when they get big enough to look at their feathers, if they have pointy tail feathers, they're roosters. If they don't have pointy tail feathers, they're hens. So I'm hoping that at least one of these is a girl. I think that one in the back, as you can see how he's getting those different tail feathers than the one on the left. You can see. Marcel, you're not helping. They don't want to look at your tail. Oh, they're more decorative in the back, and they're more pointed. He's also bigger than the other, so that one might be a rooster. It's a shame because I don't need 2 roosters. Clyde's quite capable as he runs. That's all he does over there. He runs around and looks for. He's going to run over and say, "Hey, I need to fertilize your eggs." No, maybe I don't. Maybe I don't. What am I doing? Just run around. Are there any hens around here I haven't had a date with today? Are there? I might need a date. Oh, he's silly. All right, you guys, have a good day.